Star Wars Multiverse, a fan fiction series, presents an original audio drama written and voiced by Jonathan Chesser, produced by Cam Miller. Episode 1, Rogue Resurgence. 6 years following the destruction of the second Death Star and the Battle of Endor, the Rebel Alliance has continued to strengthen its presence as a way to defeat leftover Imperial factions and bring further peace to the galaxy. The newest Republic base has been constructed on Colunda Prime, a planet in the Phelleem Sector. On the orders of Admiral Usanen Gonjik, Republic officer Tybrus Rakem and his astromech droid Crasher have been instructed to escort a high-ranking official back to the base.
I will never understand why you volunteered us for this job. No, I'm serious. I wanted catering. Just strap a tray to you, have you make your rounds. But instead, we've been sitting in this heat for over an hour. Jeez, I'm sweating like crazy out here. Well, excuse me. I'd feel good too if I had an internal cooling device keeping me comfortable. Which I programmed for you, by the way. You know, I thought that these gigs would eventually get better. I mean, 6 years working for the Republic or the Rebellion. You know, I don't even think they know what to call themselves yet. And in all honesty, sometimes I wonder if it's all going to be worth it in the end, you know?
Hey, watch it rust, bucket!
Oh, please pardon me, sir. How rude. There's no need for name-calling.
Hey, Crasher, is this a friend of yours?
Hey, you knocked over my drink.
Oh my, I'm terribly sorry. I seem to have lost my way. Perhaps you can assist me. My name is...
Sure, I'll help you. But first I'm gonna strip you apart and sell you scrap to pay for another drink.
Oh my, there's really no need for such violence. And if my intellect serves me correctly, the price of selling my parts would finance much more than a simple beverage. Quite a waste of effort, if you ask me.
Oh, really? Well, thanks for the information. I'll be sure to buy me something extra nice then.
Hey, fellas? Is there a problem here? I mean, from the looks of things, I thought you were about to attack this droid, but with the Republic increasing security all over the place, there's no way you'd do something that stupid, right?
Maybe I was. Maybe I wasn't. You got something to say about it?
Alright, don't start with me, pal. Not today. Just keep it moving. Alright, here, take this and get yourself another drink. This doesn't have to get ugly. I mean, for once in your life, can you be smart?
You calling me dumb? Huh? Well, how about you back that up?
Crasher! Ugh. I mean, was that seriously necessary?
Oh, you saved me, sir. Oh, thank the Maker.
Well, Crasher actually knocked the guy out, but don't mention it. A word of advice, though. I'd make myself scarce before he wakes back up.
Oh, I couldn't agree more, sir. Something tells me that he would make good on his promise and sell my innards.
Yeah. So, are you lost or something?
I'm afraid so. You see, I was sent here on behalf of General Han Solo. The senators are expecting him, and I was to meet our escort to the base, but I seem to have taken a...
Wait a minute. General Solo's already here?
Oh, yes, sir. Princess Leia was adamant that a high-ranking and known official be here to lend credibility to this annexation. Quite proper, if I say so myself.
Yeah, well, it looks like we're on the same team. I'm Tybrus Rakem. I guess I'm the guy you're looking for.
Oh, you are Commander Rakem? Splendid! Allow me to introduce myself. I am C-3PO, Human-Cyborg Relations. It is a pleasure to meet you at last. I have heard several good things from Master Luke over the last few years.
Well, I'd like to think so.
And I must say that it is always a pleasure to meet another Jedi.
All right, let's keep quiet on that one, okay? It's not really public knowledge around here.
Oh yes, Master Luke was clear in his message of keeping the newer editions a secret for as long as possible. My apologies, sir.
It's all right. So where's General Solo now?
Back at the shipyard. Once we landed, he said he needed to transmit a message back home to let them know we made the journey. I was told to alert the Republic of our arrival, but I took a wrong turn, it seems. Luckily, I ran into you when I did.
Okay, we need to go then. We don't have much time to lose. If we're not there for the meeting, Admiral Gonjik's not going to be in a good mood.
I completely agree. The ship is this way.
So how's everything back there at home? Hey, I already know that. This diplomatic crap really isn't my specialty. Yeah, you and me both, pal. And Chewie, between you and me, and maybe it's the fact that I'm getting older, but for some reason I have a bad feeling about this visit. Yeah. So how's everybody back home? Yeah, Luke can be a rambler, but he's no 3PO. I've been stuck with that rust bucket for almost 3 hours and he never stopped. Every time the system recalibrated, he panicked and went running towards the escape pods. No, I told him to let them know we're here. I could have gone with them, but I needed some time to myself. I know. Something feels off. Can't quite shake it. Almost like I'm walking into some sort of... Chewie? Hey! You still there? Chewie! So much for this top-of-the-line programming. Hey. Hey! Somebody there?
Is it done?
Yes.
Good. Bring him back to me. Make sure no one sees you.
I must say, Commander, this planet is quite a sight. It's no wonder the Republic wanted to annex it. Putting a base here, I think, could lead to a much more efficient campaign.
Yeah, I hope so. We've had a good run so far. No reason to stop now.
If I may ask, sir, how did you become involved in the rebellion's efforts?
Same way a lot of guys my age got involved. After Endor and after Vader and the Emperor fell, we wanted to do our part and step up.
And I suppose that's what led you to Master Luke?
You could say that. That's strange.
I'm sorry, sir. What's strange?
Well, there were 2 riflemen on that ledge, and a couple more around here when I came through earlier, but there's no one there now.
There were soldiers, now that you've mentioned it. Perhaps they've changed shifts.
No, not likely. We need to hurry up and get to the general ship.
Yes, we're nearly there, right across the way and into the airfield.
All right, which one is it?
It's the modified cruiser in the middle of the yard. Quite an eyesore, if I say so myself. General Solo is a great pilot, but he always prefers to pilot ships that look like they belong in a junkyard rather than a respected fleet. Not something his colleagues appreciate, might I add. I have even offered my services to go in and clean it, but he rebuffs my offer every time. It's like he enjoys living in filth. But since he worked as a smuggler for so long, perhaps those are hard habits for him to break.
Why's the door open?
I'm sorry, sir. What door?
The ship's main door's open. Is he still inside? General Solo? Are you in here?
That's strange. He must have stepped out.
Not likely. All right, you two, stay back.
Oh, my. Between you and I feel as though there's something very wrong here. General Solo would never have been so careless as to leave his door open like this. You know, that is very true. He is getting older. And I thought he was careless when I first met him. Maybe his mind is indeed leaving him. Well, I'll say, That was actually quite funny. Your humor is something I can appreciate.
He's not here. The ship's empty, but I did find this.
Oh my, that's General Solo's blaster. He never goes anywhere without it.
That would explain why there's some charring in the doorway towards the back. Looks like it was left over from a small firefight.
Oh dear.
Right, come in, Control. This is Rakem. Identification code 45923. Repeat, this is Rakem. Come in, please.
Hello, Commander. What can I help you with?
Yeah, General Solo touched down about a half hour ago. Do you have any records of him being escorted to the base since he arrived?
No, sir. Once we cleared his ship to land, we didn't hear anything else regarding his arrival.
That's what I was afraid of.
Afraid of what, sir?
General Solo isn't here, and the detail that was assigned to this district is also missing. Tell Admiral Gonjik that we need to put this entire sector on lockdown, now!
Well, aren't you a sight for sore eyes, General? Oh, come now, at least look somewhat excited. You should feel honored that I respect you enough not to kill you right now. Where am I? Who are you? Oh, don't worry. You're in good hands, safe and sound. This building was actually a warehouse once upon a time, right on the outskirts of Basbic. You know, when the Empire was at its peak, we made weapons here. As for me, my name isn't all that important, but since you asked me oh so politely, I don't see what harm it does in relaying that information to you. General Solo, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Elric de Savin. Your uniform. It's Republic issued, yes. And had we not been wearing them, I don't think this plan would have worked up to this point. My superiors will be quite pleased with the outcome. All right, let's cut to the chase. You can't keep me here. The officials at the base will find out that I was attacked, and they'll put this entire place under lockdown. That's if they indeed find out that you've gone missing, my good general. And believe me, it will take more than a lockdown to keep us from leaving this planet. Yaakov made sure of that. Actually, if I'm not mistaken, I believe you two are quite acquainted by now. Yeah, me and the walking intercom over here already met. Now, there's no reason for that. But it's quite funny you should mention the device he wears over his mouth. It is quite striking at first sight, isn't it? You know, Yaakov was once an ace pilot, flew in many battles, and was highly decorated, made his superiors quite proud. But during the Battle of Endor, his fighter was shot down by you and your ship, the legendary Millennium Falcon. He's actually very lucky to be alive. When we found him, he was a mangled mess, but we managed to salvage him. And he's wanted to kill you ever since. Oh. So when we mentioned this mission, he couldn't wait to jump at the chance to finally meet you in person. Yeah, well, sorry to bust your bubble, pal, but I wasn't piloting the Falcon during Endor. If you have a vendetta, take out with Lando Calrissian. If only it were that easy, General. This is about some very high-ranking people who want details, information. And you're the one who has the information that can help us move forward. So what are the odds that you tell us what we want within the hour, Yaakov can be quite persuasive that way. Yeah, well, with all due respect, don't tell me the odds. It won't be that easy. Oh, that's funny. So effortless. So noble. You know, I remember hearing of you before you ever teamed up with the rebellion. You were a wanted man. Yet such a great smuggler. You cared for no one but yourself and cared for nothing but money. You couldn't get credits into your pocket fast enough. The great Han Solo. But then you find yourself in the middle of a war, and you have to pick a side. And you find purpose, of course, and suddenly you have honor. That makes for the noble legends of old, but I'm willing to bet that when it comes down to it, you're still the same scared, selfish little coward who will continually look out for yourself and yourself alone. So how about we find out? Of course, I think the only reason you've stayed around this long was for her, wasn't it? I must say, how about we get her and ask her what she knows? After all, she is royalty, and she may know much more than you in the end. Oh, this could be so much fun. Let's make it a family affair. You touch her, and you're dead. Do you hear me? You hear? He has spirit, but we'll break him for sure. Get him to the ship. Make sure that the access codes are all up to date. We can't have any setbacks. Not now.
How did you lose him, Rakem?
Well, with all due respect, Admiral, I didn't lose anyone. How can I lose someone when I never had him to begin with?
Excuse me, gentlemen, but could I say something?
No.
Oh, goodness.
Look, something's not right here. If someone or if something managed to get into that shipyard and no one saw them, then we're dealing with a massive breach.
I agree. But a breach from who? The Empire?
Well, I'd say that's the most logical option to start with, yeah.
Might I remind you that this new base has been updated with the latest in security measures. Even Coruscant doesn't have this type of technology. There's no way they'd slip by. A fleet of any size would be spotted instantly.
Yeah, but maybe that's what they're counting on. Maybe they're using that strategy against us. Look, they know that it would make sense for us to search for these massive armadas. Fleets, tons of ships, right? And that's what we normally go up against, but what if they sent in a small tactical unit? That makes the most sense. They could have slipped right under the radar. And with our focus elsewhere, Admiral, we have a problem. There have been absolutely no ships that have left the surface yet. So if we act now, we still can catch them. We can end this before it even begins.
You know what you're asking me to do?
Yeah.
Alright, this is Admiral Usanen Gonjik. Put this sector under lockdown. If any ship ignores this order, you have my permission to shoot it down. General Han Solo has been reported missing. This lockdown will remain in effect until we track them down. Over. Rakem, I hope you know what you're doing.
Yeah, me too.
It seems they're much more resourceful than I thought. It seems they know that we have the General. Well, this is an unfortunate block in the road.
Do you want me to provide a distraction, sir?
No, I said it's unfortunate, not impossible. I figured this could happen. Luckily, we have all of our bases covered. This is Omega Command. Initiate Protocol 31.
Nothing's come or gone in the last 20 minutes. So if Solo was taken, they're still on Colunda Prime.
Well, they obviously know about the lockdown. It's how they react that dictates how this unfolds moving forward.
Don't get me wrong. I think we made the right call in proceeding with the lockdown. But if something happens to Solo before this base even gets off the ground,
we'll get him back. But the trick will be trying to find out how these guys got past our defense protocols. They must have had this planned out for weeks. I don't even want to think about how long they had to wait around. Just trying to find an entry so that they could sneak in. It's dedication. You gotta give them that.
Unless they were already here, sir.
Sorry, I don't mean to laugh, but we've had units on this planet's surface for almost a year. I doubt these Imperials managed to bypass us for that long.
No, wait a minute. He may be onto something. Crasher, run a diagnostics on the soldiers who were on duty in that district.
What are you talking about, Rakem?
I thought it was a fluke. I don't know, but the ground troops you had near the shipyard weren't there when we went back to meet with General Solo. It's a long shot, but maybe there's something there. A connection, maybe. Let's see. What'd you find out?
Well, it seems that the unit in that particular area was made of soldiers from different fleets within the Republic.
Anything stand out to you?
Only that a few of the soldiers were part of an elite team during a mission to Bevel 3 in an effort to destroy an Imperial convoy. And according to these files, there was an intelligence problem regarding a few members of the team. Some discrepancies on how they carried out their objectives.
Which soldiers were involved in that?
Oh, let's see. Their names were Domin Kalik and Prawn Lak.
Then we have a problem. Prawn Lak was a member of the same covert team that I was involved in before I asked to be transferred 2 years ago. It was the kind of operation that, except for a few key people, no one knew about it. That's why there was an intelligence discrepancy. My superiors had to cover it up when the missions went south.
I don't understand the problem, Rakem.
The problem is that Lak was killed during my final mission with that team. Whoever's using his name is not who he says he is. Crasher, bring up the ship that's listed as being piloted by this guy. That's what I thought. He's been piloting a supply ship. Look, for at least 8 months he's been stationed here. Landing yard E4, and the ship's supposed to leave within the hour. How much do you want to bet that Solo's on board that ship?